My goodness, y'all, the struggle is real. Coming to you 12 minutes late, 3 attempts. You know, I was just enjoying the moment because we've had the grandkids and I love the grandkids, but I realized just how much spare time I don't have with the kids. So I was like, ooh, I can't wait to do this live, spend time with my online peeps and create and relax. And then I could not figure out how to get the orientation horizontal. So somebody please pop on and hope I am. Let me click down here. Hopefully I'm with you. Deep breath. Deep breath. That's what yoga breathing is for. So somebody please pop on and tell me you're here. But if not, we are going to roll because I'm live somewhere and hopefully it's on YouTube. So I'm almost embarrassed to say who I am. My name is Colleen Magnus and today you're creating with Colleen. I have been an in-person demonstrator all my life for 22 years. I love people. Yay, I see people. You're coming on. Yay. Y'all, I've been in person all my life. And although I want to transition to YouTube and do all this electronic stuff, it kicks my butt. I'm sorry, it just does. And what kills me though is that you no sooner learn how to do it and they change something. Not everything, just one little thing. Like how the horizontal orientation is not under advanced settings anymore. So I'm going to try to unwind with you today. Danny has all the kids, but I do hope I'm an inspiration for other people who are out there who are afraid to try. That's what I always say. God will use you no matter where you are. And if you are afraid to try YouTube videos or you're afraid to try Facebook Live, you got nothing to lose. Nobody's perfect. And certainly I am not. So let me back up and just say, take a breath and let's create. Woo! So anyways, today we are creating a card. I've been wanting to do this technique for quite some time. You stamp a collage in a certain direction on a piece of paper and then I'll cut it into 4 cards. You'll see how fun and easy it is. So without further ado, we are going to go ahead and get started. I'm going to turn the camera down, hopefully not hit a button wrong, and we are going to create. So, oh, and by the way, today is July 17th, I believe it is. Let me check the calendar so I don't get that wrong. It is the 17th. It's been very hot here, very humid, but I think today's the last day in the 90s, and I'll be thankful for the 80s. So let me turn us around. Hopefully they haven't moved that button. Oh, there we are. Good. We are good so far. My goodness, y'all. The struggle really is real. But as you can see, I believe in perseverance. And I just don't let the enemy beat me easily. That's all there is to it. So let me see who's here today. Hilda, hello. Charlotte, Lisa, Judy. Thank you. They said it's all good. Good. That's it. Y'all the only ones who have to know that. Patty, Kay, thank you for loving me just the way I am, Kay. You know, they say each one of us is fearfully and wonderfully made, and I do have that in writing if you ever need to see it. So that is what I just keep telling myself. So, yes, Diane, hot and humid here. The deal was we have the grandkids. Lindsay worked so hard. She has her nursing degree, so this is her orientation week. So we have Tyler, Joe, and Everett for the 5 days, which is great. We went to the beach yesterday. I tried to get ready for my live today. They are all over the place. Let me just say, if anybody has kids in the stamp room, these are your favorite friends because these are our blending brushes, but this blending brush can talk to this blending brush. And then they just play for hours because it's so much fun. So any tools they want, they can have as long as they let me work. So West Virginia, ooh, Melinda covering from hip replacement. So I will keep you in my prayers and hope you get through that soon. I have had a few customers have hip replacements and they've done very well. So I hope you will do the same. Bren, hello. Carol, you're running late. Well, good. You missed all the mishap in the beginning. So hopefully you came on just fine. Oh, having shingles, not feeling good. Yeah, I would definitely pray for that too. That is no fun, no fun. So Mary is hot in Maryland. And Gwen, hello again. Okay, so deep breath. This is just a fun way to create the cards. In fact, you know what I'm using? I didn't even, here's your measurements. When you do this, you're going to need 4 sheets of cardstock. 1 sheet of basic beige, 1 sheet of Summer Splash, and 2 sheets of basic white. And I'm going to do all the cutting and everything in front of you because it's basic cutting, but if you're new to stamping, you need to know how to do this. So I will show you in a minute. We are using the Seaside Wishes. This is a stamp set. So of course, living on the East Coast, we love anything coastal. And it comes with a 3D embossing folder. So I have done videos on this where you emboss and you cut at the same time. We'll see how things go. I might attempt that. But I really kind of wanted to keep this video as simple as I could with paper, stamps, and inks. When you've been stamping for 22 years, it's hard to just do paper, stamps, and inks. Very simple layers, but it's great. I still think it creates a wow card. It's just that I'm like, oh, it has to be a special fold or it has to be this. No, it doesn't. I'm going to show you how to create these. A lot of fun. You can even leave your sayings off and then just stamp it when you need it because this set's going to go with everything. So if you're wondering where it is on page 73. And this is our annual catalog. By the way, you can see all the catalogs, the online exclusive and this catalog here at my creatingwithcolleen.com blog. You can order from there and please request my newsletter. I send the videos in the newsletters. I send our specials and all kinds of information. So what you have here, again, when you look at the set, that we have dies that cut these right here. And then we have standalone dies, but you can either emboss or you can emboss and cut. Okay, so what I want to do first is, yes, Bren loves her. She got it. Hello, Jolene. Hello. Let me just say, leave it at that. So I'm going to create the card bases first in case you are new to stamping. If you do want to take a screenshot, this is pretty much what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to show you 2 ways to make a card base. One is cutting vertically with your 8.5 by 11. The other is cutting horizontally. Both make cards, but it creates 4 different ways of opening your card. Then I'm going to cut my Summer Splash into 4 mats, 4 inches by 5 1/4. And then my stamped white pieces, I'm going to cut down to 3/4 and 5 inches. Mine I did a little bit smaller, a little bit larger. I just did 1/8 of an inch larger, so I had a smaller Summer Splash on the edges, but I really wanted to see what that looks like a little bit larger, so we're going to keep it to the standards today, which is just cutting your cardstock down by 1/4 inch increments. So to do that, I'm going to take my basic beige, and with my basic beige, it's a little bit thicker cardstock. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to end up, when I cut it in half, I'm going to fold the cards this way. But every paper has a grain. So like this is nice and smooth. This is a little chunkier and it's harder to fold on without the grain going this way. So what I'm going to do, just to keep it simple, is I am going to score it at 5 1/2. So I'll put it up here, 5 1/2. Okay. And I'm going to score it because I want it to fold easy against the grain. Then I'm going to take it to 4 1/4, and I take that measurement here and make sure everything is straight up at the top. And I'm going to put my scoring blade away and I'm going to cut. So this is going to create 2 card bases. See how easy that folds? If I did not have that scored, then it would be really, like I said, it would be kind of chunky. It would not be good. Give a good crease. Same with this one. I'll give a good crease. And now I basically have a card that is going to fold this way. That's one way. And this is the other way, like that. So the front is still the same, 5 1/2 by 4 1/4, just 2 different ways of opening your card. So now what I'm going to do is, when I do basic white, I got that a little crushed there. When I do basic white, it is a little bit thinner, but also when I do this, again, you still have a grain, but I don't technically, when I'm cutting this way, score it, because then I can match my edges up. Sometimes even with scoring, it gets slightly off. So I always recommend when you fold it to go ahead and, you know, match your edges up. But here, I'm just going to take this and I'm going to cut it at 5.5. So again, just half a sheet of cardstock. But when I go to do these, it folds easy because I am folding with the grain. So to me, it's just easier to match my edges up. One less step. Like this. And now I have a card that will open this way and this way. So when I stamp what we're stamping and putting it on here, those are the card bases I will use. Now to just get the other layer on the card base, as I said, this is 5.5 by 4.25. So to keep a standard in stamping, you just make everything 1/4 inch smaller. So if this is 5.5, my next layer is going to be 5.25. If this is 4.25, my next layer will be 4. So we're going to go ahead and cut that and get the mat on there. So then we just have our stamping. So again, I told you 5.25. And I'll take this 5.25. Oh, I'm slowly able to breathe, y'all. I'm so looking forward to this time. I just started out crazy. But never give up. Never give up. 4 inches on the side here. And 4 inches again. Okay. So there's 2 of the pieces. And since that's already 5.25, I will do 4 and 4. So this is just 1/4 inch smaller. And so for all my card bases, I'm just going to layer this right on top. Let's see how lucky I am. Normally, y'all know I like to use my liquid glue, but I'm going to do the tape a little bit quicker and easier. You just don't have that luxury of always moving it around. So just eye it. Here's one. When you're using your Stampin' Seal, I think y'all have heard me say this before, but it will be your best friend or your worst enemy. I love it because it's very strong, but you have to know how to use it. So I just put it down and see how I curl my wrist. That's what you want to do because it keeps that tape going over. If you kind of do this and pull up, you won't have that tape there, which is fine. Just take your finger and move it till you feel that tape. Put it down. But that's how you keep the tape going over the edge, is by curling your wrist. And once you master that, oh my goodness, you'll love it. We used to always complain because our cards fell apart, but not with this stuff. Nice and strong. So I'll put this on here. And again, I think Basic Beige is a nice alternative. It's kind of like a different alternative to Very Vanilla and Basic White. Still a little bit of color there. Just go this way. Okay, so my card bases are done. Again, one will go this way and this way. This will go this way and this way. We'll worry about that when we put them together. All right, let me just take a look at my comments here before we get started. I love that you all chat to each other. So definitely, Evelyn, I'm glad you are here from Germany. So let me see, Minnesota, it's hot and very humid. And I think anything on the East Coast right now is just crazy. Although my aunt is here from Arizona, and let me tell you what, I will not complain about our temps. Man, Arizona is getting hit hard with the heat. Yeah, I love that y'all all say hello. I love it, love it, love it. Georgia, Lori from Georgia, thanks for being here. And Bren has been stamping away with her retired cardstock. Oh, Deborah's here from Virginia Beach. Hello, Deborah. Thank you so much, Deborah. Thank you so much. Okay, so we're going to keep going. And here's what's so cool about stamping this paper. I've always seen it. We're pretty much going to do a collage. Now, what a collage is when you just, stamp at random. It's really, really pretty. It's like creating a background. When I first started stamping, had been a drafter for quite a few years, almost 20 years. And so I saw the world, and I still see the world vertically and horizontal. I did 9 years of pen and ink on the board, doing ship systems and electrical drawings, and then I did AutoCAD. So you can draw to a thousandth of an inch in AutoCAD, and your eye can pretty much see that. At least mine can, sadly. So Faith Clark was the gal that I signed up with under Stampin' Up, and she taught me how to love stamping, but she loves to collage, and nobody does it better than Faith. And so when I first collaged, it was so freeing because nothing had to be straight. You just stamp here, add a little bit there, boom, it was done. So I need to do more of the collage. It's just hard to teach an old dog new tricks sometimes, but that's what we're doing today. But what's cool about this, since we're going to get 4 cards out of it, I am actually going to score some lines on here so I know where to do my collaging. So we're getting that cutting blade out of the way, and we're splitting this in half both ways. So this is, since that's 8 1/2, we're going to go 4 1/4. Give me a good little score line. This is 11 inches, so I'm going to go to 5 1/2 and give myself another score line. So when I'm doing my collage, instead of doing it all over, I could actually do it all over, and that's a collage, which is great. But I'm going to try to collage on these lines because that's what's going to give me my white space to go ahead and put my parts in. Now, normally I can stamp with photopolymer on the my little stamping mat with Stampin' Up, but these are just some foam mats that I got from Walmart, and they're great because photopolymer is a very thin, more of a plastic. It's not like the red rubber that gives a little bit. This is great because they can get a lot of detail in their stamps. It's great because you can see through it. Definitely has a purpose, but sometimes you just want a little cushion underneath it. So I'm just going to set this on here because then I have lots of room to do my collage. And isn't it funny? I like to go vertical. I don't know why. Let me see. Okay. So what I'm going to do first, I'm going to take the large sand dollar, and I'm going to stamp in crumb cake. So here I have my crumb cake. And again, just as a collage, and these will lighten up just a little bit, but I'm kind of going on this line here, and you can see the line, but that's not a problem because that really will get cut off. So I'll go there. Let me see. I'm going to stamp off once. So when I do that, let me put this here. It'll make it a little bit lighter. So I'll stamp off. So this is just a little lighter, like that. I can huff it if I want. And let's put one up here. And I can always add to this when I'm done. So now what I'll do is I'll come over here and I'm going to take my basic beige. And each one of these is going to be different, just so you know when you're doing this. And I'm going to stamp some basic beige. And see, I have a line this way, but I have a line this way too. So let's just kind of keep there. And I tried stamping off with the basic beige before, but it doesn't work as well. It just comes out a little too light. So I have that. I got those there. I think I am going to come back. Let me put another lighter stamp off. I really like the crumb cake that I have in there. Like that. So you want to stamp over it, which is fine. Then I can come in, let's do the starfish. Since we have the summer splash, I want to go ahead and throw some in here. And when I do this, I can do again, two-tone stamping. So one is darker than the other. Keep that there. Put one over here maybe. And over here. I got to keep remembering that that's how I'm working, is this way and this way, the way we have our paper. So now let me get a couple more in here. Some lights there, kind of in each one, and one there. So that's all you're doing is creating this. So that was Summer Splash, Crumb Cake, Basic Beige. Now I'm coming in with some Misty Moonlight. And I'll just kind of do these at random. Let me see. I think I did better when I had kids working all around me. I really do love having them here. We spend a lot of time in our blow-up pool. So if you don't have an in-ground pool, that's all right. Go to Sam's Club and get a blow-up pool. Because when it's hot, it doesn't matter what body of water there is. You're going to want a body of water. Okay. Put that there. Up here. So I think I need to come in. I do want to put... Let me put another, you're trying to see this in quarters. And once this is actually cut, keep in mind you can, without any problem at all, add to it. So we'll get it all out of the way. Get me a smaller one here. Yep. We're getting there. And then this is really cool. These look like little pebbles. So I'm gonna come in here with a boho blue. And again, keep in mind, I could actually do this all over the page if I wanted to, and then just use it like a designer paper. But I'm keeping like this. Okay, and hopefully these will turn out good, and if not, we're still okay. A little more there. Okay, let me stamp off, put that there, and stamp off, put this here. So last but not least, one of the things that I think always kind of makes it special is to have speckles. So in the Seaside Wishes, you do have speckles. So I'm just going to take them, and that just adds that little bit of a natural look here. Just all over, lightly hand. You don't want a snowstorm. Sometimes that's what happens when people get too heavy with their hands. But I kind of wanted to do this in the Seaside, what is this called? It's a new in color. Summer Splash. Beautiful color. And then last but not least, I do want to go ahead and I'm going to clean my stamp. So I'm going to take my little case and my mat here. What do you call that? What do you call that you wash your cars with? Can't believe that. Lost my mind there. It's right on the edge of my tongue. Help me out, y'all. I know it. So Debbie, I love it too. Even though I'm a lake person, I love the beach cards. Chamois. Thank you. It says chamois. And those work so well. Debbie's going to try this. Debbie, you can do this with everything. Thank you, gals. Chamois is the word I was looking for. It was not in my head. Again, I'm a little frazzled. But again, just put some little speckles. So see how free and easy this is? I'm not measuring anything. I'm just putting this on there. Okay, I think we're good, at least to get rolling. So now that I have, I put all these stamps over here because if not, I'll be dragging my cardstock through it. That's experience talking. Okay, so now that I have this, I think it's easier just to split it into 4 sections first. So take this where we scored it, so we kind of knew where to stamp. I am then going to move this to 4 1/4, and I will cut it. And then this is 5 1/2. So I have 2 pieces there. Ooh, I like that. And then this, I have 5 1/2. So I'm still going to keep my cutter here with me because, as you remember, when we were going down on our mats here, you had, this would be, again, 5 1/2, 4 1/4, 5 1/4, 4. So now we are going to do 5 by 3 3/4. Everything is coming in just by 1/4 inch. And looking at these, I'm also going to challenge myself to use the 4 words. Let me put those here, out of this set. So looking at it, I am going to cut them down, but as I told you, I want one of my white card bases to open this way, and then I want one to be vertical. Same with my basic beige. I want one to be vertical and one to go horizontal. Just showing the 4 different ways that the 2 different cuts can open. So looking at these, I think this would make a good vertical. I could put that there. I think this makes, I don't know, that can go either way. This definitely, I think, is another horizontal. So this here, I could almost really make that a vertical. So that one too. So see, this is where the plane comes in. That way, that way. I definitely want, I'm going to do this a vertical, that a horizontal. So all I have to do then is decide where I want to cut these to cut them down. So if I put them to the side, and I'm going to go ahead and put them on here before I stamp the words because there's no turning this over. So it either has to be right or it has to be right. There's only 2 ways. So here, I'm going to take this, and again, it's keeping it by quarters, 3 3/4 by 5. And what I can do, you can kind of see the line a little bit where it was scored. So I can take some of this off because this is going to end up being 5. And you can take it from both ends because I really kind of like to keep this here. So I'm just going to trim this where I like it and turn it around and put it to my 5 inches. And that's going to give me this. And then I have to go down to 3 3/4. So it's about there. I don't want to cut that much of the bottom off. I'll cut some off. So the first one, I'm just kind of eyeing it to where I want it here. And then I'll take it to 3 3/4. Yeah, I think like that. So that, when I layer it on here, is going to go like that. But I am going to show you a trick about edging this card. So stick with me. Let's get them all cut. This one is going to be my horizontal. So I'm going 5 inches. Let me just cut a little bit of this off. Turn it around and put this edge on 5. Let me see if that's cutting too much of that off. Hope not. And then 3 3/4. So I got that little bit of a white edge there. I don't want to take too much of that off, but I want to clean it up. And then 3 3/4. Good. That left a lot of my starfish. So there's card number 2. So here, again, that little bit of a scored white edge. Let's take some of that off. This is going to be 3 3/4. Then trim it down to 5. I don't know if I'm crazy over here, but if I cut this off, I'm going to leave too much white. So let me go on this side. Let me get that little bit, clean that edge up. And then let's do 5. So all I'm doing is you kind of eye it the way you want it. But all of these are getting cut down to 3 3/4 by 5. And last but not least, I'm going to take some of that off. I don't know if I was too crazy about that right there. Okay, let's go 5. But see how I stamped just one piece? And then I was able to get all this done. So you have fun playing with your stamping, and then you get 4 cards immediately. So here's my 3 3/4. Okay, so I think that's my stamping. So let me check here. What? Debbie said she's awful at making her own DSP. I find that hard to believe, Debbie. Let me see. Yeah, so Evelyn, you can make your own designer series paper that way. And need it, store all those Stampin' Up bundles. Let me tell you, if you don't have the designer paper you want, just create it. I did that years ago. My son Daniel was in track and field, and I basically had the choice of having a racetrack, just a racetrack, and then tennis shoes. That was it. So I created an entire scrapbook for him with what I had in stamps. We were Great Bridge, of course, so I had the tiger paw, and just I did that kind of paper. He had 4 sons. We always called it his 4x4 relay, and they grew up that way. Red, white, and blue. Anything you need, you can do your designer paper. Let me see. Okay. So Renee said her granddaughter was over and she put her arm in an open ink pad. Been there, done that. And of course it was really dark, pretty peacock, but look at the bright side. That's a beautiful color. So if she has to wear a color for a little bit, I think she chose wisely. Very good. Okay, so now that we're doing this, we have this here. Let me show you how to get a nice edge around this. You know, I could have put it on another piece of cardstock, but trying to pull that blue out some, if you take the Misty Moonlight, in fact, I'll show you the 2 that I did, even though I did a smaller, what do you call it, piece here. I think I'm going to like the bigger Summer Splash edge. But see how this does not have the edge of dark blue, and this one does? I think that really set it off a lot. It just kind of defined that area. So to do that, you're going to take your open ink pad. This is Misty Moonlight. And you're just going to lightly push in there. Kind of lean it forward because it's ever so light. Then when you do this, it's longer. So do this part here. And then just scoot it over. And then I'll do here. I could do the whole piece here. And then here a little bit. And put it over. So it doesn't look like much, but when I put it up here, you can see it's a little bit darker. So this is card number 1. Let me do this. And you can make that as heavy or as light as you want by bending it into the pad. So there's one card. Let me do this because I think I really, I'll just leave this one regular and we'll decide which way we like it. Curl your wrist. This one here. So stamps, paper, and ink, y'all. That's tough. That's tough for this girl. But especially if you're getting it started, just getting started stamping, that's the best way to go. And then this right here. Making it just a little bit heavier on this one. Get a little more on that. Okay. So I have that here. Watch your fingers because it's easy to get ink on them. That. And then this one definitely needs a little bit of color to it. So I'm going to do this one too. So I tell you what, since you are all so wonderful for putting up with my technical difficulties in the beginning, if you like or share my channel, subscribe, And definitely, if you leave a comment, I will mail 4 of these cards out to you. So I'll just have Danny, he doesn't know who you are, have him pick random names, and I'll send these 4 cards out. I'll let you know who they are next week, and then you can just email me your address. After all, cards are best when they're shared. So I have these here, and then I have 4 sayings. I have, you absolutely made my day. Love you. Sometimes the simplest things mean the most. And your friendship is the best gift of all. So for the long one, I definitely want to do one of the horizontals. So I think I could do this one here. Let me see. Because that's a vertical. Oh, which ones? I got to get my card straight. Okay, I think that's the way I want to do it, like that. So I think this here would be good. So I'm going to take the Misty Moonlight. Just made that all crooked. Let me get it right again. Let me see. So, but one sheet wonder means you use up 1 sheet of designer series paper and have no scraps left. I never saw someone stamping on a big sheet of paper. Oh yeah, you definitely got to stamp on a piece like that. You could do 12 by 12 for your scrapbooking. You could do anything. So Debbie says I like it without the ink border, but it is. But yeah, oh yes, it is each preference. And that's why I kind of like to show both of them to you. And I do think the difference, Debbie, now that I'm thinking of it, I think without the blue, it's good because my Summer Splash is thicker. Where when I had just that little bit of the Summer Splash, that's where I think the darker blue makes the difference. So that's my recommendation. If you're gonna go with this piece being 1/8 inch larger for a smaller border, do the blue. But I agree. I think I like the white without the blue when you have a bigger Summer Splash. Okay. Now that I laid that down, I keep messing up. I'm like, which ones are which? Okay, let me just put a horizontal here. Or was that going to be horizontal? Nope, it's going to be vertical. And if it changed, oh well. Okay, you always made my day. So again, y'all know when I am stamping something folded, I like to have it flat so it doesn't come back and hit you there. So here we go. Let's put it there and hope it's straight. So you absolutely made my day. And then I'll put that aside. This here, let me see. Let's do this one and say, your friendship is the best gift. I'll pull that towards me. I can say that to so many people. I am very blessed with wonderful people. And in case I didn't, well, I know I didn't mention, so let me mention it. When you are lining up something that is part cursive and part print, always look at the print because that's where you're going to see your horizontal line. Cursive is beautiful and all over the place, but to line it up, always look at that. The cursive will just fall on in. And then here, let me see what I have next. I think right here, sometimes the simplest things mean the most, like all the time. Here we go. Ink that one more time. Just make sure I got it nice and dark. Sometimes the simplest things mean the most. And then here, you can actually, you would say, love you more. Love you more. Just like that. So that, when you're looking at these, I have one more thing to embellish. And that is a lot of fun. I'm going to take my mat in just to give this some extra sparkle. I'm going to take my Wink of Stella. Love the Stella. And I'm going to put splatters on here. And I'm just going to put them all down here because what misses one will hit the other, to be very honest with you. And really, you could have even done this when you had it all together before you cut it. But to me, the more splattery, the prettier. So this is our Wink of Stella. And you could actually come in here and just color it. But if you want to, let me wash this so I don't have ink all over me. You can take this, and what I do on my Wink of Stella, I squeeze it, and then you take it and you just tap it like this. And sometimes when you tap it, it might not come out a lot, so I did a little cheating. This is a tip to get, one, make your Wink of Stella go a little bit longer when it's drying out. And two, I think it makes it flow a little bit easier when you're on here. With the Wink of Stella, if you unscrew it, and then see how there's that little bitty hole? I take, it's rubbing alcohol, just a regular 80-20 rubbing alcohol. I put this hole like right on it, and I give a little squirt. So I really put a little bit of alcohol in here because I think it makes it thinner. And if you have one that's drying out, well then, guess what? It kind of brings it back to life. So give some squeezes. Is that a word? Squeezes. And let me get my other one. I think I did it on the other one. But you can't really see this, but it really is beautiful because instead of just having it in one place, you're going to have it all over. So those of you who, as I said, subscribe, leave a comment, share, sign up for my newsletter. I'll have Danny draw the names, and you will see in person that it really is cool. So just tap it on there, and I'm just tapping it on a block. So now you have, let me see, I can see it under the light. I don't know if you can. Let me see. Can you see that? How you get some extra sparkles? You've got a little more splatters out here, so it ties in those splatters, but they are sparkly splatters. How cool is that? I don't know if you can see it better on this one, but very, very pretty in person. So that is our video today. Again, got off to a rough start, but I'm going to take notes of what I did to get it right. And hope that YouTube doesn't switch anything before next week. But if so, you know, I will persevere, and by golly, we will stamp together, because that's what it's about. So if you would like to order the Seaside Wishes or any other products, just go to thecreatingwithcolleen.com. You can get your products there. You can see the catalogs there. You can sign up for my newsletter there. And if you want to place an order, you can use the July host code. But just remember, if your order is $150 or more, you skip the host code and you get 10% of your merchandise spent back in free dollars. So let me, I'm not ready to go downstairs yet with the kids. Let me just read some comments. So has this stamping technique got a name? Evelyn, I'm trying to think. If you're talking about, which it was back in the comments, if you're talking about the way of stamping, I just still think I would just maybe call it a 4-card stamping collage. But keep in mind, you can do it with any stamp set. Christmas cards, you could do it with the Seaside cards. It really is a lot of fun and just a quick way to get your cards done. Again, this is like no pressure stamping. So, you know, I love stamping with the ruler, but at the same time, collage is wonderful. So, Susan, I'm glad you are here. I'm glad you love it. So let me see. And again, I apologize for the mishaps today. Technology is not my gift, but I will go down fighting. So Carol's going to case the cards. That's called Copy and Share Everything. It really is, Carol. Try it with different stamp sets too. But again, I would call it 4-card collage stamping. Cardabistic. Oh, it is called a one-sheet wonder. Yes, it is a one-sheet wonder. Because this one sheet did 4. A lot of times you'll see on videos, and I'll do one too because I've done it before, is a one-sheet wonder with designer series paper. So you have cut all the pieces of that designer series paper, that one sheet, and then you made a card. But collage, you could do the exact same thing. One-sheet wonder. Let me see. We already talked about the borders, and I agree with a bigger background. Leave the blue off. Yes, we love everything beachy. Yep, that's good. Evelyn, you did a good job of explaining the one-sheet wonder. Yes, all of these sentiments are in the stamp set, Renee. It's called Seaside Wishes. And again, since I was making 4 cards, I wanted to use all 4 sentiments. So they are in there. And y'all know I have done other videos, again, showing how to use the hybrid embossing folder. We didn't use that today, but still good. Mary, thank you for liking and sharing. I appreciate that. Again, everybody, put the comment there if you liked and shared, and we'll do our drawing for our cards. Yes, Bren learned from a lady in England. Try to use a whole sheet of white paper and make your own design. Very good. Okay, so I think Charlotte's been in a slump stamping, but I think this will help me get back to stamping. Charlotte, I am so glad. And just remember, we all get in a slump. Sometimes, life happens. Life is big. And sometimes you don't feel very creative. So I recommend when you get in that rut, and again, we all do, maybe just take a sample out of the catalog, and whether you use that set or a different set, just case something. Again, copy and share. Because you don't want to burn your brain trying to think of something, but you have to get the ink and the stamp and the hands going. So definitely just look around and find a card that already has the layout and create with something else. And I think that gradually gets you back into the creativity. So Charlotte, you're on my team, so I look forward to seeing what you can create with this. Please share on our Facebook page when you do. And y'all know that who are on my team, we have our mystery stamping tonight. My aunt came in town. I thought she was coming from Arizona today, but it was yesterday. So we will be stamping together tonight on Zoom at 7:00 p.m. Evelyn loves these cards. Oh, good. I'm glad you're going to try it, Evelyn. And you have the whole set too. Very good. No TV today. No, creating so much better than anything on TV these days. So thank you all for joining me. I'm so glad you enjoyed it today. I really did. And I feel sane enough to go downstairs and continue the day. So, Evelyn's going to mix the Christmas beachy card. Love it. Love it. Okay, so have a blessed day, y'all. I will be back on July 24th. I will be here on Creating with Colleen Magnus YouTube channel. And I definitely look forward to seeing you all then. And don't forget, I have been doing live videos from YouTube. Oh, someone just came in and wanted to say hello.
We're watching you on TV.
You're watching me on TV? How'd I do?
We liked you.
Oh, I'm so glad they liked me, y'all. I am going to turn this camera up. They can't see you yet. Hold on. In fact, I might just hold it. Let me turn this around. Let me turn us around. This is Tyler Jolene. So she is my 7.5-year-old granddaughter. So y'all were watching me downstairs? What did Papa think?
TV.
On TV. Oh, on the big TV? Oh, it was Colleen TV. I like that.
We liked it.
Did you like it? Did you like the card? Are you going to try to stamp it with me sometime? Oh, Lord, here comes Everett. So we're going to have to wait. Let me move this thing out of the way. You always hear Everett coming before you see him. Look, they're saying hi. Hi, Tyler. Hi, Tyler. Hey, come here.
Everett, come here.
Were you watching me on TV?
Yeah.
And this is Everett. Get up here so they can see you. So this is what I do as much as I can in my spare time. Did you have fun down there?
Mm-hmm.
Did you like my card?
Mm-hmm.
Was it beautiful?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, tell everybody hello.
Hello. Hello.
So we're going to leave here. We are going to go.
Everett.
That's right. He says, hi, Everett. Hi, kids. They're saying hi to you. Okay, this is my life, y'all, and life is good. So have a blessed week, and we're heading out to our blow-up pool. Y'all say goodbye.
Bye.
Say happy stamping.
Happy stamping.
Okay, love you all. Have a great day. Bye-bye.